Hello, my name is David Davis. I am one of the teachers at Oakbridge School, and Phil has asked me just to put together a little bit of a webcast here so you can see how we use VR at Oakbridge. Three of the ways that we use VR at Oakbridge is through lessons, transitions and co-spaces. We try and engage the students with VR lessons. We try and help students overcome their fears. Some students are reluctant to come to school, so we help with their transitions with VR. And also we've got a program called Co-Spaces where students are able to create their own little world. So just to go on about VR in lessons, and hopefully you should have a VR headset nearby, and we've set up a VR presentation playlists with Class VR, which is the company who we have bought our VR headsets from. You get a range of different videos and images that you'll be able to use in your lessons. We've set up this playlist to do today with the VR presentation, and how we use it in lessons is that we use it as a stimulus. So here we've loaded up an image of the Fiji Islands, and how I've used it in lessons before is that traditionally I've done English lessons on the Tempest, and in the Tempest it's set on a shipwrecked island, and we've used images and videos to try and replicate that, but we can actually take our students to a desert island. Okay, we can ask them what would they use, how would they feel on this island, okay, maybe thinking about some of the problems that they might have, and we're able to do that in using VR with these images, and it's quite easy. So we've got this kind of crosshair now on the screen where we can actually direct students to where we want to look. So for instance, we're asking them how they're going to get any food. We could move the icon over here so we can get them to have a look at this area. We can place it on these different things. We can maybe have a look at the branches or the leaves down here and say how would they use them. Okay, when we do that, there will be some dots on the inside the VR headset, so we can actually direct the students to look over at that area. We can also have a look really what some of our students will be looking at. In our class view, we haven't got any VR headsets loaded up at the moment, but we will have boxes here with the different colours of the students, and then it shows us exactly what they're looking at, and then we can have a dialogue. It really is quite good to have a dialogue with the students and asking them questions as they go with that. Additional to this, we've got other images that we can use, and we've got this western wall here, which obviously is not coming on at the moment, but it's the same kind of thing. So we've got a western wall, and in fact that's the button I've got to press down there. Brilliant, there we go. So again, we've got this image, and we actually take them to a place that really we would not be able to take them. Okay, and again you'll be able to pick out various different things that we can direct the students to have a look at. So that is how we used it in lessons for a stimulus. Okay, we're taking to places that obviously are going to be quite difficult to get to. With transitions, and some of the students what we have are really reluctant to come into school. Okay, they have tried other schools and they find it very difficult just to get through the door. Okay, what we've done for myself, we've took images of the school and actually gone out and give it to the students on the VR headset. So this might take a few moments to load up, but this picture here is actually inside our school. Okay, now this should be on your VR headset. We can take that VR headset, give it to the students, and then they can see what it's like inside their school. Okay, again, we can go through all of these images. So we've got the certain classroom. We've also had images of staff as well, so students can see the types of staff they're going to be having, which is really very important to our students. And here, this one just loading up of the canteen area. So that's how we use it for transitions, and for other things as well with other pictures as well. If we just try and click on this one, it might take a few moments to load up, but I know that Phil might tell you some of the testimonials that some of the parents and students have said that these are really very important utensil and item that we've used for our students. So as that's just having a little bit of a load up now, what I'll just do is move on to the last little thing that we use with the VR, and that is called CoSpaces. Now, CoSpaces is a program which helps students create their own world. Okay, now again, there's a free login that we use with our VR, and it is so CoSpaces is kind of like a bit like Minecraft, but students can create their own world. So they can move items about, place items into a world. They can create buildings, they can create characters, and then actually code it so they can make these characters move. And it's again quite an interesting item that we've used here. This is the kind of tool place that you will be able to move some of these items about. This is why I've made it very quickly. And here we've got the camera, if you can see over in this area. This is where, so this would be where the VR headset would be, and these, we can move various different items about. Okay, we can code these animals and these things to do what we want them to do. And if I just move that into view, hopefully we'll press the play button up here, and our little unicorn will move and our car will move. So the students can create their own world on this. Okay, and they have done and done really well. One of the things that we've done is we've looked at Lord of the Flies. So we've been able to create the island from Lord of the Flies, and we can create all the different areas, important parts. It helps with engagement again. So some of our students, we would do this in a normal lesson where we just draw this island, but again, students now can actually put characters in. They can actually act out scenes from the story from the novel, and you know, it's really quite good for them. Another thing that students can do is create actual games on CoSpaces. So again, this will all be on the headset. So they create this world by themselves, but then they can put the headset on and they can move themselves about with some of the buttons on the side. So I'm using the arrow keys and the keyboard now to actually move our little fella across, and again, so he's falling down into the sand. I always seem to fall down into the sand. But again, that's something that the students will be able to do, and they'll be able to jump by using some of the buttons on the side of the VR headset. So that is how we use VR at Oakbridge School. And any questions, please ask Phil. And if you want to get in touch, I'm sure Phil will be able to give you my email address to explain some of the ways in a bit more detail about how we've used it. Thank you very much.